Jackie, Jackie, Jackie.
Okay. I think enough of that.
You're gonna get pissed off with that.
Yeah, that's not here. Well, oh well. We're gonna review Jackie. That incredible film. The one that's got like 5 stars or something. Has it?
You say it with so less sarcasm. 5. Oh yeah, it's got 5 stars. Yeah. Oh yeah. You reminded me. What's her name? Camilla Long. Sunday Times.
Sunday Times. I'm thinking The Guardian.
It's not The Guardian. It's just Sunday Times.
Well, it's directed by Pablo Larraín. It's supposed to be Chile's best director, best producer, best everything.
His movies are not bad actually. Well, I've seen one.
Which one have you seen?
Tony Moreno, which is about a guy.
Tony Moreno.
Yeah, who's a serial killer, and he's got a fixation for Saturday Night Fever. His name of the character Saturday Night Fever is Tony Moreno.
I've never actually watched any of them. I've never even heard of them.
It's an intake of
One's called The Club, and there's something else.
There's one called No, right?
Yeah, that's the one with what's his face?
Gael Garcia Bernal.
Yeah.
Gael Garcia Bernal. Yeah, I mean Tony Moreno is one about it's a comment on Pinochet. You know Pinochet, the dictator.
Yeah.
So that's what that character is supposed to be. So he just goes around killing people, and he dances Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever.
And he's got this little group that he's really, really intense about dancing and doing all that. So yeah, so he's got some
another bit of dancing even after La La Land. Still more.
Dancing's everywhere. Twin Peaks.
Yeah. Is it? What?
Yeah, the dwarf dances.
Yeah. The whole movie is basically about Natalie Portman, who's playing what's her name? Oh yes, obviously.
I can't believe you forgot the name. Is she playing somebody called Jill?
Jackie Kennedy. Yeah. Name's Jackie Kennedy, and obviously that's JFK's wife. Natalie Portman's talking about to an interviewer, and he's interviewing her the entire time, so it's a bit like Frost Nixon type of thing, if you think about it. And it just flashes back every time. Her being interviewed, sitting at the table, and then flashing back to when the assassination happened and how she had to deal with it, and what was happening afterwards, and how the media was doing it, and what was going on in the White House, which is not a lot when you think about it. It's mainly her on her own. Like, there's no servants or anything. She's walking around on her own, and most of the film is just her walking around on her own. Sometimes she'll look in the mirror, and I don't mind slow films. No, the films are just really
slow.
yeah, no, it's all right. It's just they don't do anything with it. They don't really go into any depth in any kind of way.
Could it be classed as a TV movie in some way? Without the if you didn't have the cinematography, it'd be like
even with cinematography, it's pretty much like that. There's no massive production value that you can really see. They do use some old shots and try to recreate it, but it's like doing a reenactment. It's not really, you don't need to. But
yeah, I mean, I didn't. When I had a look at it, I thought, is it one to watch? Maybe not.
Well, everybody's on about the performance of Natalie Portman. It's like, yeah, I feel for her. Yeah, you're giving a pretty okay performance, but I've seen better in Black Swan. But that's pretty much it. There's no... You know exactly what's going to happen, obviously. Even with her life, you expect something more to it than her just pretty much walking from one room to the other room. There's loads of... I thought he was going to be a Spanish director, but isn't he? He's from Chile, isn't he? Well, but he's unedited shots of walking from one room through another room to another room, where she picks up something or she puts on something and then walks out again. All unedited, but that's all the shots you got.
I mean, I don't know much about her, but it doesn't seem like a very good person to have a biopic about. Then, if she's just walking
she's pretty boring. I mean, no offense to Jackie Kennedy.
Well, she's not alive now, but
and it's got a lot of good shots. The guy knows how to walk around with the camera mainly. He's got loads and loads of like mid shots, just like right there. That's what he's doing constantly. He's like walking around with the camera, and even when he's looking around, he's just looking around like that over his shoulder. Or you got really far away shots. Mostly everything's done inside the White House. You don't really see any other locations besides the White House.
Do you think it was trying to get a sense of claustrophobic of a life was restricted?
Yeah, I think because the fact it's made like it's the aftermath of the assassination. It's like looking at her, how she's lonely, how she's trying to cope with it, going through the funeral and everything like that. All the colors are very monotone. There's no massive colors anywhere. It's very toned down.
They've been strong for her performance.
Lighting, on the other hand, is pretty simple. It's just everything's bright.
Is it?
There's no low-key lighting or shadows or anything in particular. It's just bright lights everywhere. She's walking. Except for some of the outside. Outside looks like UK winter. For some reason, I don't know why.
It's District of Columbia, isn't it? So it's
But that's all technical side. As for
cinematography is good.
the cinematography is okay. It's not great, but it's okay. Okay, you had a couple of people in it. You had Peter Sarsgaard, or however you pronounce his name. He was Robert Kennedy, and he got to say 2 F-bombs, and that's about it.
You got to say what?
Some F words, that's about it.
Right.
Only 2, which is surprising.
Colourful language, yeah.
And then he got John Hurt, who's supposed to be a pastor or something, which keeps on... he has an Irish accent, but he keeps on fading in and out. He goes something like, "Oh, it's not about the story that matters. It's about the truth." So what?
Toot.
He's trying to truth, but he's trying to be Irish. He keeps on going in and out of it, so
you got a better Irish accent, John Hurt.
And then what's his name? Richard E. Grant just turns up for like a minute, not even that, and I don't know why he's there.
I mean,
and he leaves.
John F. Kennedy's not in it. Was he in it a little bit?
A
couple of flashbacks
near the end somewhere, and it's all flashbacks.
I think that's.
He doesn't have anything to say.
Swedish actor to say.
Doesn't have anything to say. He just like dancing around a ballroom.
Okay, I think they've got some Swedish actor to play that.
But everything's from her, a headshot perspective of a mid shot, and that's it. Throughout even when she's looking around, it's from the back of her shoulder. Looking around.
And the more you talk about it, it doesn't sound like a movie that we're reluctant to watch it now. I guess I don't want to watch it.
Well, you could watch it for fascination.
I don't know.
But it's not as bad as Tinker Soldier Spy, where it was just kind of
that was legendary.
You're not only confusing me, but you're boring me.
Watching that with you.
The one bit that was crazy in it, reflections, because using all these old footage.
Yeah.
And they had some reflections on her staring out of the car, and you think, okay, so this is definitely old footage they've used from back then. Because for some reason they put the reflection on the car, but it's got the same resolution as somebody who filmed it, as in a low resolution reflection on somebody who's filmed it in 4K or whatever the hell it is. It's just ridiculous. I don't understand why they even did that. It's like I don't know how to explain that.
Sounds like a student film.
It might as well be. I know the guy's he's done really well and the best, whatever the heck, but this probably just wasn't a project for him, or at least there's nothing really to it. I mean, I'm not trying to be unintellectual or some crap. It's like, I'm not seeing the metaphorical this or that crap to it. But no, it just is just bland. One of those blandest movie I've seen. Well, this year, obviously, it's only just started.
What's his name? Peter Sarsgaard.
Sarsgaard.
Yeah, he's quite brave, isn't he?
Yeah, his main thing is just to take his penis out every time.
Every time, yeah.
Yeah, this one, he looked as if he wanted to take his penis out. In fact, if he did take his penis out,
Kennedy,
it might have been something more.
In the background.
Huh?
He played Robert Kennedy, probably did in the background.
One thing they did say is like, the only information I got out of it was probably, JFK likes to sleep around a bit. He didn't sleep that much with his wife. He was too busy elsewhere, either doing politics or following around.
Yeah, I know he was a womanizer,
that was very
but he really accompanied her to bed then.
Yeah, in the nicest way, yeah.
Okay.
And she was kind of feeling
Laid
that.
with her, yeah?
But he's a great husband though, and a great father.
Shame he just puts his willy around too much.
Natalie Portman's accent, it's after a while it gets on your nerves. Well, no, actually, it starts to get on your nerves, and you kind of get used to it. But then now and again, you just look at it like, did you really have to do the accent? Did you really have to go that far? It's like having somebody who's got.
Method acting.
It's like fingers being scraped on a bloody chalkboard, got his jaws or something. It was horrible. When it started out, it really was horrible. I thought, how am I going to get to do this movie with her accent? But yeah, it went okay, and you got used to it a bit. But the movie just didn't go anywhere. That was the problem. It wasn't even like I can get mad at it, like saying like, "Oh, it's so crap." It bore the hell out of me because it didn't exactly bore me. It just didn't go anywhere else.
It wasn't worth the.
Some people do slow movies, like you got the assassination of Jesse James or anything like that, where nothing really happens. But
it's good.
It's nicely shot, and
it's
maybe
enough
slow.
Narrative to carry.
Yeah, but there's nowhere to go. It's just following her around. In fact, the soundtrack might as well just be in footsteps, because the entire movie. Somebody's got to make a YouTube video where you just do a riff track at all the damn footsteps that are in that movie, because they're everywhere. It's that and a bit of elevator music. Not jazz, but elevator music, like here and there. Like you really didn't even try with the soundtrack, let alone anything else. But the footsteps were brilliant. Just like she's got a big White House, but everything's just empty. The rooms are empty. I know they're trying to say like it's a metaphor of she's empty now and la la la. Used to be hustle and bustle or something.
Why do you think people are giving it good reviews?
Why did they give Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy good reviews?
That's the question.
It's like, yeah, that was well shot as well. But I think one of the reviewers said something really stupid about Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Something like, I don't know what the hell it was about, but I still loved it. So I'm giving it whatever.
What the hell's that?
Yeah, this was kind of the same thing. It's.
So what
I haven't read any reviews, but it's got pretty good reviews.
What would you give it? I mean, some people are giving it 5 stars and stuff.
I'll give it.
That's a big five.
No, I just give it a standard. It's just it goes through the motions. It's just it hits the start. It didn't really completely bore me or anything. It goes through a normal motions of it starts, it has a middle, and it's got an end. But even the end is kind of like a horror movie where it just ends.
It sounds functional. Horror movie.
One of those camcorder.
Yeah.
First, what's it called? Found footage horror films where it just ends. It's kind of like that.
Suddenly.
Yeah, it does, and all of a sudden you got big. Just comes on screen. Jackie. Okay. Credits roll.
So if you didn't know it was Jackie Kennedy,
Audience is
Jackie
confused.
Sounds like a evil creature as well, doesn't it? Like a serial killer, Jackie.
Anyway, that's been Jackie, and I've been Bal.
I've been Moe.
We'll see you later. Bye bye.